Hi, welcome to Forgotten Legends of Sound. Yeah, we're doing another album review. This is for a band that we both really enjoy. It's Woods of Ypres. One of those band names that's like hard to pronounce or not sure all the correct pronunciations and stuff. But the album is Woods 5, Gray Skies and Electric Light, and really dope record. Honestly, I can't really remember how. I think I got into this sometime like a decade ago or something.
Yeah.
I think it was during college. And I didn't really get into the last, like, the earlier stuff because I didn't really care for, at that time, I didn't really like black metal and stuff. So the earlier releases are more black metal oriented. And this one's more, I guess, gothic metal. Like, it's kind of its own sound, I feel like. Because it doesn't sound like Tiamat or some of the other, or like Theater of Tragedy to me. But really interesting band, and the guy's vocals, David Gold, he's got like a low voice, so it was just a really good band. And for the longest time, I really only enjoyed this record from them. It was the only one that was like hitting, I guess, and only kind of got into their other records more recently, But yeah, I think it's a phenomenal record. It's haunting, it's beautiful, it's harrowing. Yeah, a lot of meaning to these songs. Just a really great record, and this is the last record that they put out before the passing of the singers. And I think he's the main songwriter too. Passing of his life in I think 2011, December of that time or something like that. But anyways, just a fantastic band, and I think everybody did really well on this record, and excited to do this record. Do you have any thoughts you'd like to share?
Yeah, we are going to do a sort of review analysis for every song. We are going to rate the songs between a 1 and a 10. 10 being masterpiece, 1 being like get this out of here, it sucks, And so it'll be nice to just kind of go through the album, every single song, and talk about it. Plus we've got all our lyrics up and everything, so that we could get the full immersive, experience, so to speak. So go ahead.
Sorry, and this isn't like super obscure, but I feel like this is an album that more people should know about, because I think it is a phenomenal record that we hope that this will kind of like get more people like to check this stuff out, because this is a great record. So,
I'm not sure, because this band disbanded and everything, the whole like supporting the artist stuff might be a little bit weird. But still, go out and buy the album, support the artist and stuff, even though they're not really a band anymore. Yeah, but it's cool to have the liner notes, it's cool to have the booklet and everything. But I think I got into this album maybe around 5 years ago or something. There were a couple of songs that I really liked, and then once I started listening to it on my own, then some of the other songs started clicking, and there's still a couple of songs, like, I'm not the biggest doomy kind of guy, slow plodding type stuff, but so there's a couple of songs that might be a little bit lower, but we'll get there. But I'm excited that you're picking this album for us to do, because this is one of those albums for me that it's not typically my sound or stuff I listen to, but this album is pretty fantastic. So it'll be cool to go through and to really delve in.
What's funny is part of me feels like this isn't typically a sound that I love. Like I enjoy a lot of gothic metal, I enjoy that stuff, but the way they made this record, there's something about it that just elevates it among a bunch of other stuff for me. And I don't really know what it is. Just the songwriting's really interesting, and I like that there's all these like random tangents, and it's like a melting pot of different sounds into this one record. I'm excited.
Were these guys like dope Canadian or something? Like,
I thought so.
Canadian or American, or
maybe like Washington. I don't know.
Okay.
It's been a while since we like looked things up and whatever, but. Yeah, and that's the thing. Our channel is not really like an information channel. Like, anybody's got Google at their fingertips. Like, they could look up facts and stuff. So we're not really a channel that's like, we're trying to make sure you know all these facts and stuff. It's really just like
having the experience and
just rocking out, have a good time, rocking out to music, and and to just promote really dope underrated artists.
Exactly.
Yeah, you ready to begin this album, though?
Yeah, let's do it.
So here's Woods 5. The first track is Lightning and Snow, so let's see what this is all about.
Yeah.
Yeah, this will be good. Oh. Had to make sure the volume was up. Oh, yeah, that's okay, I got all that.
Nice.
I did that this morning. I couldn't remember if I did it or not. guess I'll go first.
Yeah, man.
I feel like the lyrics definitely elevated that song for me. Like going through the lyrics and everything while listening and stuff. Yeah, just kind of really like that last little bit, the shock and awe, the fright and woe, and when I asked for a second chance, life said no, and some of that is kind of hitting a little bit harder. A part of me feels like it could have had a more dramatic ending though.
Yeah.
The way it kind of sort of goes back into the little bit, I don't know, seemed a little anticlimactic. Like I wish they just let it kind of just play out, let the guitars just ring out or something, for that ending. Nevertheless, I still love the freaking song. I think it's great, and I like how it moves from passage to passage and how they go back to. It's very just like fluid as it goes, and some people like compare his voice to like the Peter Steele guy, that low vocal. But I feel like he sounds really kind of different. Like it's almost like every time you hear a high singer, you think all high singers sound alike or whatever, and that's like the same thing with low singers. Like I don't know. I think he's got a unique voice, and I love that variety of like the shrieky growl mixed with the low singing. Like it's just perfect. I wouldn't give it a 10, but I'm thinking like a 9 or 9.5, but I don't know. I guess I'll hear your thoughts first before
I'm going to give it a 9.5. One of my favorite like parts in this song is the whole like I feel like there's something like monstrous and huge about that, especially like when you're blasting it in the car and everything. It sounds so great in the car. I kind of wish the ending just ended with something like that. So it ended a little more instead of just having the whole and just kind of the ending. I guess I agree. It felt a little anticlimactic with the ending, but that's the only complaint that I have.
9.5. That's the only complaint I have
with it because I just maybe I just wanted something more with that whole and heck maybe even like him like echoing out and life said no and life said no life said no because I feel like the outro, I mean of course like the band members could be like fudge you man, why don't you write your own damn song and like like I do really enjoy this song. It's close to like a masterpiece for me, but it's just not quite there. Just a point. Not quite my tempo.
9.5. It still is awesome, and I love that they do that whole like, after years of sorrow, how it picks up because they do that little melody bit before there's even any vocals that come in. I just love how they reprise that leading into that chorus. There's this sort of like dun, 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 dun. Like it's more staticky, and then it's like feels like such a release when they finally go years of sorrow, and it's just going and the shock and awe. Like it, it's just I don't know. It's a lot of stops and stuff, but I just feel like when it goes, the stops give the go moments a little more meaning and stuff.
For the most part, though, I do like the drums in this song. I like that it changes up from passage to passage and section, and it does something a little different. But it's interesting because, like, and I'll probably say this about some of the other songs on this album. I listen to a lot of power metal, a lot of prog metal, and everything, and there's a certain train of thought that a lot of those types of drummers go through, especially with their fills and everything. I feel like this drummer almost like it seems like he's got like a rock background or something, but he adds in double bass or something instead of like a dude that's just straight up like destroyer
Georg Michael kind of just
straight up like straight up because there's just some fills and things that feel like a rock guy would do but we'll maybe I'll point some out in the later parts of the song. So that's why this album, it's weird because I feel like it's a mix of prog, a mix of doom or goth, and a mix of maybe black
like
metal,
alternative rock also,
but then alternative rock and it's like a mix of a lot of things. I feel
especially a song like Career Suicide, like some of those, it feels like it has a bit of a more rock bent. Like, and I don't even think this is like rock, but it's like I could see how like it kind of has a little bit of that, I guess. But that's what makes it really cool. It's not just straight up, like one thing.
So, anyways, let's just move on. Not much more to add, but great opener though.
9.5s for both of us. Ready for Death Is Not an Exit?
Yeah.
Here we go. These first handful of songs are all great. vocals, but you know.
Snap. You know, flicking of the switch, dude.
Yeah, they flicked the switch at the end.
Yeah.
What do you think, Kevin?
I'm gonna give that one an 8. That song doesn't do as much for me as track 1 does. Sometimes I'm into this song and everything. I like some of the atmosphere and kind of what they're going for it, but it's just a song that sometimes when I'm going through the album, I just get a little bit bored by the time I'm done with the song. You know what I mean? It just, I like the song. I think it's a great song, but it's just not very high for me. You know, it is lacking in interesting parts for me, you know. But I like the feeling and stuff that they're going for with this one. So I'd understand it if this was like a banger for someone else. You know what I mean? It's just, for me, it's just, you know, pretty good.
I feel like musically, I feel like it's maybe not as complex as track 1, but it's maybe a little more emotive musically with like the violins and stuff, you know, going on. Yeah. But it's just not as, I don't know. Yeah, not as, just maybe not as complex as the first one. I give that one a 9. I think it's fantastic, and I love his vocals. Like, they just sound so great.
The layered vocals are also kind of cool. And
yeah. The low and the high together just sounds so awesome. I agree. Like, it maybe goes on a little bit too long. Like, I do feel like there's something about the first half of this song that really gets you into it, and then the second half doesn't keep you as much. And I'm not really sure why that is, because I think it's like a 9 is still really high. It's still an awesome song, but maybe just not a perfect song, because it's not one that I go out of my way a ton to be like, I'm listening to this one on repeat. But I do kind of like the lyrics, how like in the first bit, like sometimes like when folks don't think there's anything in an afterlife, they could be more nihilistic and be like, nothing matters in the earth or whatever. Sure. But in the first bit of the lyrics, I kind of like how he's like saying like, there's no afterlife, but so it matters what you do in this life while you have a body. And you know, like it almost seems kind of like drawing different conclusions with not believing that there's not an afterlife or something. Right. Opposite responses to that is, I think that's kind of interesting.
Well, that's kind of like philosophically speaking, that's kind of what I enjoyed about the Lost Horizon album that we did. You know, they're all about, you know, the power of will and everything, and just the time is now. Do what you got to do now. because this is what you've got. You know, you've got one shot. You know,
One
mom
shot,
spaghetti.
one
You know,
opportunity.
whatever.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean. Like so, the way you approach mortality, the way you approach death. Some people, it's like they can either have a positive reaction or a negative reaction to some of these things. You know, and so. Yeah.
And I kind of like, I was saying this during the song with Kevin, like some of the music reminds me of like Catatonia's like early 2000s stuff, because a lot of that stuff was like a darker rock metal kind of hybrid, and the guitars are kind of and during that whole part where he's like bleak times of modern time, bleak life in modern times, the guitars are just like and they've got this sort of like grimy, like, I don't know. I just keep thinking of like Viva Emptiness, that album cover. Like this album, heck, I mean, even this album cover too. Like it really captures,
and, you know,
it captures that sort of gloomy sort of rock, like being weighed down by modern society or whatever it is. You know, like it's very good at capturing that gloomy sort of sound, and I dig that. I think that's pretty cool.
That's one thing with this album, and I. Just from what I read from what other people are saying about this band, I get the feeling that maybe this album or maybe this band in general, maybe the lyrics rub people the wrong way, because it does kind of seem like the lyrics are almost like telling you what the reality of life and you know, trying to destroy your illusions or you know what, something like that.
Like a lot of times
it can be a little preachy maybe or something. I don't really feel that way, you know. I just feel like this is kind of the vein that they just enjoy, like these are the topics and things that they like to talk about, you know. So I don't get the feeling that it's like super preachy, but I think, just like I said, reading some reviews, some people get really turned off from the lyrics, like, you know, trying to tell me about life or something.
Some people,
you know,
like feel like sometimes it's too simplistic, like it's like, oh, you know, like whiny, or like life is bad and what, you know. And sometimes I'm like, I don't know. I kind of like simple language used sometimes to describe things. Like I don't really care when music tries to be lofty and freaking whatever. Like there's a time and place maybe for both, you know. But I mean, this is what you and I have talked about all the time. Like we love highbrow stuff, but we also love lowbrow stuff. We like just the extremes of everything. And sometimes people tend to only stay out in one camp or another, and then they despise the other camp and whatnot. And I don't know.
But yeah, I'd be kind of curious. I guess we'll jump into the next song pretty soon, but I'd be curious, what is the musical path that other people get into this band? What sorts of bands are they listening to? You know, because I don't know what the common denominator of, like, oh, it's mostly the black metal kids, or oh, it's mostly the post-rock, whatever.
Oh,
like,
it's the type of negative crowd that likes this. I have no idea.
So I don't really know what, like, fans of this band, I don't know what kind of like demographic musically they belong to. You know, I know like what I'm like super into and stuff. Generally, people that like my kind of music don't listen to this album. You know what I mean? So I'd be curious to know, like, what are the bands and what do people get in that leads them on to a band like this? You know, I don't know.
That would be kind of interesting though.
Yeah.
Ready for the Keeper of the Ledger?
Yeah.
This one's pretty dope. Ledger, yo.
See, some of this just reminds me of like a rock band.
Yeah.
You know, like...
Me too. To me, it just reminds me of Catatonia.
Yeah.
You know?
All that atmosphere rock stuff.
Yeah.
To be maintained. The
I know. I was about to say the same. I was like, so good because as soon as your attention's kind of wandering, it pulls you back into the song.
Pay the price for your existence into the hand of earth's domain, for there is bounds to be maintained. Return to the earth. Pay the price for your existence back in the hand of earth's domain, for there is bounds to be maintained. Is a fair assumption of our human nature to assume that the business of nature is inherently good.
Nature don't give a fudge.
Nature will break your kneecaps and take your money.
I know.
It's the business.
I know. Doesn't care about your story.
Yeah, it comes collecting. Like pay up.
That song, I feel like there's more wrong with it compared to the first two tracks, but also there's parts that I love about it too. So it's like those are kind of clashing with me. I'm thinking around an 8 or so for this song because I feel like that last little bit. It's like, come on, this is a 6-minute song. I don't think it needed to be 6 minutes, but that piano bit and that chorus is just so awesome. But the other parts just leave me wanting a little bit more. I think the lyrics are kind of interesting, like the whole, nature, like giveth and taketh away kind of vibe or something. Yeah. I think I'm kind of feeling an 8. What do you think, bro?
Man, I'm gonna say 7.5. I think I like it just slightly less than track 2. Because it's another one that, like, I don't know, maybe as the song's going on, there's just certain sections that just don't do it for me.
I'm good 8.5.
and so I just, this is one that, like, whenever I think about this album, sometimes I kind of drudge going through this song. But then as I'm going through it, I'm like, this is a pretty good song. But there's just something about this song that just, it's never going to be my favorite on the album. Like, honestly, I like track 4 a lot more, and maybe just the 6 minutes feel a little bit too long.
They stretch it, yeah.
But I just having 2 and 3 back to back like that is one part of the album that kind of bothers me a bit. It's just a lot of slowness. I mean, it's the same problem that I have with 8 and 9 back to back too. Like I'm just like, oh, dude.
Yeah.
And then
8 and 9.
Then 10 and 11 are. I don't know why this album is like structured
pairs or something.
Yeah, it's like structured kind of strangely.
Except Cruise Suicide, that's like on its own.
Like by yeah. So it's interesting. I feel like it's weird because it's like track 1's a little bit more of like a in your face whatever. And then they're not in your face again till track 5. I feel like you know what I mean. So this area of the album,
more
it's kind of like
and stuff.
Yeah, more contemplative, a little slower, and so just not much more to add for Keeper of the Ledger. Like it's pretty good. I still think it's a good song.
I do feel like if the album was only like full of slow songs, I wouldn't like it as much because I like the variety of stuff on the album. Like I think that kind of elevates it a little bit for me.
Yeah.
You ready for Traveling Alone?
Yeah.
Yeah, this one is pretty.
I do like this one for some reason.
Yeah, Kevin.
Nature
what are your
is the
thoughts?
cult.
I know, nature's the cult. Man, I feel like I want to give it a 10, but I don't know. I don't know. Let me hear your
I'm gonna
thoughts.
give this one a 9. I do like this one. Like, I feel like this song, out of the first 4 songs, this song has like the strongest identity to me. I just like how compact it is. It is what it is. I like the sort of like the lyrics and stuff are very downer and everything, but then you've got the it's so peaceful and like, I don't know, it's just so serene and peaceful and everything. It's a bit of a lulling song, I feel like, and I kind of enjoy it, you know. I like the whole discussions of like, you know, you have therefore you are and everything, and it just, I don't know, it's a nice song, but what do you think?
I think I'm going to give it a 10. I feel like the song is way more, I feel like it's much similar to track 2. It's more moving in the first 3 minutes, and for some reason it seems a little lacking in the last minute or two. But I love the lyrics. I think the lyrics are great, and I love that. I think it's a theremin. It sounds like a theremin. You know that thing that makes the weird little sound? You know, it sounds like a theremin or a keyboard or like the little guitar. You know how like country music has those the little guitar sound things and stuff. I don't know what it is. It sounds like a flute. Whatever. That melody is just so freaking sick, and the whole like lyrics of like, you know, do I want to destroy other people's like happiness if they believe, like just be like, even if it wasn't true, like that whole battle, this internal battle throughout the lyrics, I think is really interesting, and I don't know, I kind of like that. I feel like it's one of those things where it's like there's some people that believe everything is all about what you choose. And then other people believe everything is all about what happens to you, you know? And I feel like both of those are probably wrong, because I feel like you could see people that have had the worst lives possible, but they still made choices, and they decided to like elevate their lives from that. And then at the same time, you also see some people where you're like, it's obvious that, you know, the surroundings were so destructive to somebody, it's obvious to see why it destroyed their belief in like hope or you know what I mean. So this song really is kind of like this questioning of all these things, along with like God or belief or not belief and stuff, and I think it's very beautiful in that regard, you know.
That's one thing. I'm pretty sure a lot of people know people in their life where it's like they believe something that you might not necessarily believe, you know, but you're not going to try and say like, hey, that's crazy or whatever, because you know that it like makes them happy and stuff. You know what I mean? And it's just kind of like, like it is interesting, because I do think a lot of life is willing yourself into the place you want to be. Like, I love that Moody Blues lyric where, you know, he says like, you know, just what you want to be, you will be in the end. You know, our motivations and our desires and everything play a big role in where we're going to end up. And there's some people that have had horrible lives, but they have that desire to be at a different place, and they'll get there. You know what I mean? And you know, there's just some people that have had like the silver spoon or whatever, and then they end up in a crappy situation, and it's like,
and that's the thing too. Like, I don't like fully agree with this idea that just people have good lives, that it's easy to believe. You know? I don't really believe that, because I really think that you really only appreciate things through like adversity or whatever. Like, you can never force somebody to appreciate things. The people that have had silver spoon lives, they don't freaking appreciate it. They don't appreciate like, oh, I'm fat and happy, because they're fat and happy all the time. Whereas somebody who's freaking like gone like days without eating, then they eat, they really appreciate that food, you know? So this idea of like belief and non-belief is definitely not as simplistic as good or bad things happen to you. Doesn't just automatically dictate everything. But
your state of mind dictates more.
Yeah, but I love the song because it's still kind of like that does play a factor. Like, I'm not saying that the things that happen to you in life, I'm not saying that doesn't play any role at all, you know. And anyways, I just think it's really cool. And plus, there's not a lot of songs that kind of deal with that sort of that internal struggle or whatever. I just think that's awesome. But this part was kind of cool. I saw it in the booklet. It said, in memory of David Gold, to the music we played, the music we wrote, and the music we would have. And I think that's kind of, I don't know, touching, because I think some of the most praise you could heap on someone is gratitude, you know? If you really enjoy like music from artists and the stuff that people have created, then, you know, just show gratitude or whatever, you know, because so many people have made things that made life so much more either interesting or enjoyable or happier or whatever, or even people that have made art that is more like downer or whatever. All this different kinds of stuff can speak to you on a very personal level and stuff, and that's why we like doing this channel, and that's why it's fun to do this kind of stuff. So anyways, I just thought that was cool. Should we move on to Adora Viva?
Yeah.
Adora Vivos? Yeah. Here is Adora Vivos.
This one's a weaker one for me.
I remember this one in silver had to grow on me a bit, because I remember when I first heard this forever ago, like I didn't really like these songs like at all. Like I was kind of like, whatever. Excuse me.
At least it's a little bit more energetic though.
Yeah, that's true. I think this is mine.
Yeah, this is yours, man.
Yeah, that one's similar to track 3, where there's some parts that I really like and then other parts I don't care as much for.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's as strong as number 3. I think I'm giving that one a 7. It's one of the weaker songs. I still enjoy it in the context of the album, but it just doesn't really have as much melody as the first 4 tracks. And the lyrics don't grip me as much for those either. But it's still cool, you know.
I'm going to give it a 7.5. I like it similar to track 3, you know. I think the lyrics kind of made me enjoy the song a little bit better, you know. But it's... I feel like this is one song where it does feel a little bit too long to me, and it feels like it's really hammering the same lyrics over and over and over. Like, dude, we've had 3 songs now where, you know, Gray Skies and Electric.
Yeah.
You know, I just feel like there's certain
Bleak Times,
like lyrics and things that are just being used over and over again. You know, where I don't know if I needed a moment of silence. You know, I don't know if I needed that 3 or 4 times. You know what I mean? I just feel like maybe if some things were a little more compact, I don't
either
know.
make the song shorter or diversify it a little bit more.
Yeah, diversify it or something. Because I just feel like this song, out of the first 5 songs, this song feels a little bit like they're just like really hammering these lyrics and going into these sections over and over again.
Like,
and so
this might be a
sometimes I
little
get
more like the people that say the lyrics are like really preachy.
Right,
This
right.
might be more like
I just
you're like, oh, I get, I
I
can
just
see
don't
that.
need, like, you know, we shouldn't worship the dead said, you know,
A million,
16 times or whatever it was, and like it just but
Yeah.
it's still good that, like, I'm glad that they pick up the pace with this one though.
Yeah,
you know what I
that
mean?
is nice. And the
Because-
sentiment's good. Like, yeah, enjoy life while you have it, instead of like, oh, they were such a wonderful person after they're gone. It's like,
Sure.
well, tell them that in real life. You know?
Sure.
Like, sorry,
So-
I cut off your train
No,
of thought.
no,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
not much more to add. But
Yep. You ready for Silver?
yeah,
Here
I
it
kind of
is.
like Silver.
Of Silver.
I feel like this song is like the most like straightforward song, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But
More straightforward than any song ever was.
yeah. At least this song, I feel like lyrically too, I feel like they changed it up with this song. So this is also kind of, I like when I get to this song and I feel like I'm not
something
burdened
new.
with all these existential songs back to back to back, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Come when you need me, leave me when you need to be free. Come when you want me, leave me when you need me to understand. Did you fall out of love because you fell in love again? Did you fall out of love because you fell in love with someone new? When the new love shine with all the promise of all I couldn't give to you, and the new life offered all you wanted, and you had to choose. I helped to carry you, I took good care of you, I wanted us to continue. But I knew that you would leave when the time was right for you. Life was a relay, I passed it off to you. You went away and won the race. You never looked back to see what happened to me, for I was only second place. When the new love shine with all the promise of all I couldn't give to you, and the new life offered all you wanted, and you were asked to choose.
get a little stretch, time to stretch section in.
Yeah. Good thing the drum stops. I can stretch.
We come together the city make you so cold? We cry together, but I died alone. When did the city make you so cold? We share your sorrows, but I died alone. I always died alone.
We could go to McNeedy's, where everyone dies together. I'm gonna give that one a 7. I think this song, like, I'm glad that like lyrically they're kind of going for something else, but I do feel like it kind of drones on a bit, to the point where you get to a point where you're like, oh my gosh, I don't care, like it's just a little bit
a little samey throughout.
Yeah, and it's just it's super mopey song, man. It's just super mopey, oh, I just got second place, just not good enough, and just it's just a really mopey song,
So I kind of like the mope. Nope. No, I know what you mean. At the same time, like, man, I really like when bands like talk about breakups and whatever, and what. I guess it depends on who does it, because I definitely don't like when pop music does it and whatnot. Like a ton of
I like breakup songs, and
but like I don't know, it's pretty much just a breakup song. So in some ways, lyrically, it's kind of a break from the previous ones.
Yeah.
That were more existential, like stress and stuff. But yeah, I do feel like it. I give it a 7. It's kind of on par with Adora Vivos. Adora Vivos had higher highs, but also some lower moments. Whereas this one's kind of a little bit more samey-ish, I guess. But yeah, definitely not an album highlight. But it's really good, but not special like some of the other songs.
Yeah.
Career Suicide is like a fudging banger, though. I don't know. What's funny is I remember me and Jake were driving, like, I think we were driving to the airport or something like that. Anyways, it was just me and him in the car whenever he drove across the country with you or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was just showing him some of these songs. Like, I showed him this song, I showed him Traveling Alone, and I think I showed him Finality and Alternative Ending. And he was like, yeah, these guys are pretty good. Because, we'd moved away from Florida by the time we even, you know what I mean? So I don't think we'd ever even shared this with him. So, anyways, sorry, just a random thought that I had. It was kind of cool. You ready for Career Suicide? Is Not Real Suicide?
Yeah, let's do it.
Here we go. I like that they pick up again.
In a desperate time, where it seems the death of dreams is the end of life. But we have only one life to live, just one opportunity.
My turn, huh?
Yeah, your turn.
So the lyrics in that kind of reminded me a bit of Pet Shop Boys, the song "The End of the World." It's on Behavior, and the whole song is like, it's just a boy or a girl, it's not the end of the world, you know, like sometimes you try, you realize it's just a boy or a girl, it's not the end of the world. And in a way, this song is kind of similar-ish, because it's kind of like, whether it's a breakup or whether it's like a demotion or getting fired or whatever, like, it's not the end of the world, guys. Like, there's more to life than just success. And I get it. Like, I get, like, you know, if somebody's wrapped, like, so many things in this goal, like, all these other kind of emotions or, you know, whatever is tied to that, then it could be more devastating. But I kind of like the message of, like, you know, it doesn't have to, it's not the end of the world to, you know, career suicide and stuff.
You got to be open to failure and just be like,
open to failure.
Well, you know, there's an opportunity for me to, you know, maybe live on the streets. You know, just treat everything like an opportunity.
Just
you know?
like opportunity. But
so
I give it a 10. I like it. I like kind of just the simplicity of it. And every time the guitar during the talking part is just sick. And yeah, and it's kind of different than the rest of the album. I don't know. I like it.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 9.5. This is a great song to me. Some of the snare hits kind of bother me a bit throughout the song. You know, it's just a little like a lot. Just I don't know. For me, my favorite parts of the song are really like kind of like the bridge part. We have only one life to live. You know, that section and everything. But sometimes like it just, you know, failure is like, I don't know. It doesn't do a whole lot for me after the second like chorus or whatever.
Yeah.
Like
that's true. It slows down a bit.
But I mean, I like the solo part. You know, I still like think it's a great song. You know, it's just not quite a 10 for me. But
no,
what can you do?
I hear you, brother.
I hear you.
Ready for Modern Life Architecture?
Yeah, let's do it.
Not a 10.
Sorry, I can't give you that paper.
It's funny how the song after this has that fake out moment where you think it's over and then it like keeps going. You're like, about 4 minutes.
Yeah, no, I'm like, hey, man.
So much of this just reminds me of back in the day. But it's good going through with the lyrics and stuff to really kind of. Now I think I understand my thoughts on the song. Because a week ago when I was because I was in the mood, I was like working and whatnot. Now I'm kind of like, no, it has some flaws and whatnot, you know, but it still has a lot of good ones too. I guess this is your go. Yeah, Kevin.
Oh man.
Ugh, a little sleepy.
I think normally in the context of an album it's like a 6, but this time I was enjoying it more. I like some of the drum patterns in this. I love that whole you know, and but like dude, the talking parts and the like all the vocal parts just drag on and on and on and on.
It's not
and
as
I'm
like
like,
melodic
oh, man,
and
like so it feels a bit like I like some of the lower dun dun dun, you know, like I like the vibe and stuff they're going for, but man, when they stop and just start going jing 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 jing. I'm just like, dude, guys, it just feels so dragged out and everything. I'm gonna go for a 6.5. This song, in the context of the album, sometimes I do like look and I'm like, when does this song end? You know, because it does feel like it drags a bit. You know?
A part of me feels like it is one of those songs that like I think every time I play the album, I always sense that my attention is wavering a bit during this song and the next song. It's kind of average. I give it a 5.5. Kind of average. It doesn't do a ton for me. But I'm not a huge doom metal guy or like slow metal person. I'm like the energetic freaking grew up on punk and thrash stuff. So, you know, if that is more your speed, then this song may be, you know, something that you'd enjoy more.
I know Chad really enjoyed this song and stuff. You know what I mean? He's probably more into some of that doomier stuff and everything, you know.
Chad definitely gave another like perspective that, you know, that we couldn't have, you know.
Yeah. Watch Chad's like, that's a freaking 9.
I know.
Man. You guys don't know what
Chad's
you're
like
talking about. Like,
it's a 9.
Yeah, it's
what
a
the hell
9.
is going on here?
There is something with the lyrics. Like they definitely have this sort of like, I don't know. There's almost like a resentment or a disdain for any modernity. Like, you know, cities and just whatever, and that everything's just collapsing on itself and just, you know, just kind of. Yeah, it's kind of the vibe they're going for, I guess.
Kind of the vibe. So. Ready for Kiss My Ashes Goodbye?
Kinda.
Yeah, I'm kind of too. I'll be honest. I'm only kind of.
Kind of ready.
No.
All right,
it'll be fine. Yeah.
How long is this one?
They have that fake out in the middle.
I know.
I feel like this song, I would enjoy it more if it was 6 minutes instead of 11. Right now you're like, so far so good?
I know. You're like, that's not so bad. And then by the end of it, you're just like, holy crap.
You guys we're going in a cool direction, and then it just goes to a halting stop. Yeah.
Just kiss my ashes goodbye. Kiss my ashes goodbye. When I die, just kiss my ashes goodbye.
Yeah. The rest of the songs like made more sense. This was just very abrupt and very yeah. It's like
My ashes kiss my ashes goodbye. Just kiss my ashes
sometimes when I listen to this album, I think that this is the end of the song, and then I check and there's like 5 more minutes, and I'm just like,
Fake out.
well, fake out. They fake me out every time. Like it does have things that I like about it, you know. Like I probably like this more than the previous song, but I think so, yeah. But I agree that like this song probably has the most fun. Yeah, I know, yeah. Yeah, I mean it definitely makes me laugh. Get cursed. Nature's a cult. It's just like the head on the thing.
As a grateful there remains, but no monument for me. Please, I am not one of them. I didn't need it in life.
Donnie's a great character. That movie's really good.
Kiss my ashes goodbye. When words become irrelevant, and you start to feel as though
This one's really
you've
bothering you,
been misled.
Yeah,
like Eel's bothering you.
yeah, something like that.
Sight. Leave me out of mind. When I no longer serve you, just let the memories die and move on.
Bringing back that oboe. Oboe action. but it's just kind of, there's just some things I don't care. Like choices that they made that they probably like that I don't like. But why is there a good guitar solo right here? They're trying to triumphantly end it, I guess. I don't know. I'm thinking like 8 or 9.
Give me that crap.
No.
I don't care what Ringo says.
Did they say this?
I have no idea. I know. It's like, they like it. It's like, I guess they like it. I guess they like it.
Kiss my ashes goodbye.
Yeah, I feel like this song is so anti-impact and whatever. You watered it down so much that like by the end it's like kiss my ashes goodbye. I'm like, yeah, well you said that 50 million times before, and it really destroyed the impact. Like it just, oh my goodness.
But it's my
But
turn.
it looks like you get to go first.
So, yeah, that one's definitely a weaker one for me. I like it, and there's moments that I do like. Me and Kevin were talking through the song, you probably heard, but there's things that the song does that I don't like, where they just stop the song after they've kind of got this rhythm going. Mm-hmm. They just stop the song and they go, whoa, whoa, save your tears at the end of our time. And it just, it kills that momentum, and then they're trying to kind of go back. It feels like you're trying to glue together two songs that shouldn't even be in the same song, and then it also is too long. It's 11 minutes, so it's kind of like, and the repetitive kiss my ashes goodbye over and over again just doesn't hit that much. Like sometimes repetition can prove its worth, but sometimes repetition is just simply repetition,
Mm-hmm.
And it, I feel like there's things wrong with it, but at the same time, I do kind of like some aspects of it. I'm giving it a 6, maybe a tiny bit more than Modern Life Architecture for me, but I still feel like I'm wanting more.
I'm gonna give this one a 4. I think this song is below average. One of the problems that I have is I love like impact and everything when it comes to combining lyrics with music and everything. It bothers me that like they've said "Kiss My Ashes Goodbye" in every which way they could, and I'm just like, to the point where it's like, I don't care that you're saying "Kiss My Ashes Goodbye" because you've done it in the whole "Kiss My Ashes Goodbye," but then you've also done dun, 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 "Kiss My Ashes Goodbye," and then you do it in a whoa, good one. I'm just by the end of the song, I'm just like, I think they lose
the power of the word.
Yeah, the power of the word, because it just feels like they're just drawing it out. And oh my goodness, I'll give it a 3.3. This song
3.5?
really bothers 3.5, sorry. This song really bothers me, and like then they'll go off and do something only to just kind of like switch and bait you as a listener, and then like we're back into another sequence of whoa, kiss my ashes goodbye. Then they'll do something else that's semi-interesting just to bait you again back into whoa, kiss my ashes goodbye. This song is so frustrating to me, man. It bothers me. And so it's 11 minutes long, and there's just not enough structure for me to man, I'm getting upset with this song. There's not a lot. I don't understand why they chose all this stuff.
Yeah.
Then here's the little cello section, and then here's this guitar solo, and by the end of the song, I'm like, why? Musically and everything, why? You know, I just don't understand.
Well, at least we got 2 bangers at the end.
I do
those
like
2
these
bangers
last two.
swoop in for the rescue.
Yeah. But
I
want to be honest.
I totally get what you mean.
I want to be honest, because that's the thing with our channel, is we're not going to BS you and tell you like, oh, fantastic, 10 out of 10.
Yeah, you're right.
We don't.
I give it a 3 too.
Because it's like, I think it's better to have genuine, authentic
responses than something fake.
Than something fake
like,
and whatever. And like, that song has always been a struggle for me with this album. There's times where, because I like to listen to a full album, and I don't like skipping songs. Yeah. But sometimes I'll skip that. Yeah, I am so tempted to skip this song all the time, and then I'm just kind of like, oh man, like I listened to the Woods of Ypres album today. Most of it, I left out like 11 minutes. This song bothers me. So
I get it. I get it.
All
You
right.
ready to move on to finality?
Yeah, this next one's great. Though.
Yeah, these next two are fudging bangers. Here is finality. What? I wish they had more piano in this album.
Yeah,
Every time they have the piano, I'm just like,
It sounds great.
yeah, like that's how you do it, man. I'm just sold. Take me away to this song, man. It's so good.
Yeah.
When we all have gone to the silence of eternity, to first be forgotten and lost in
Why is there so
the
much
records of the earth, could I still miss you then?
Yeah,
In the time and space afterlife,
it's like he chose to be in this little rhythm.
when no
You're like,
one is searching anymore,
it's just, I would have been, it's so
and
cool.
where
This,
we are nowhere to be
It
found.
has like a sweet kind of, you know,
but it's just,
and I'm like, golly, dude, stop it.
We didn't spend our lives.
now every time I hear this song, I'm gonna be very like aware of the drumming and stuff, because I never really like thought about it, you know, like.
The choice to keep on doing it tells me that you want more drive, and I don't know why you want that because you're going with a sort of waltz or a 6/8 kind of little feel. So, what are you doing, man?
I guess it doesn't bother me much.
I just feel like sometimes it's band, like they feel like more is more, and sometimes it's like less.
More is actually less.
Like, yeah, exactly.
Less is more. Sometimes less is less, but in this case, more was less when less
The
should have.
choice was mine to long for a time that will never come. Though we leave the world apart,
His voice sounds
I
great.
still went peacefully, quietly, with you still firmly in my heart. And I will wait forever. I
Yeah,
wait.
that is a great ending though.
I'm sorry.
It's
Oh,
like,
man.
dude, like, because it's just like,
Good thing you go first on this one, so you can.
I'm gonna give this one a 9.5. It's just the drums that bother me with this song. Like I wanted it to stay in the sort of like nice waltzy kind of feel and everything.
Yeah.
And with the drums constantly, you know, I'm just like, dude, like I'm okay if the sequence is something like. I wanted crash cymbals and stuff to be more of what you're hearing instead of like I'm trying to listen to this guy and I keep hearing this fudging snare coming in da 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 while he's like going on. It really ruins the moodiness and like the gentle, quiet nature of the song and stuff. And I'm just like, why would you do that, man? Like, I wanted there to be like, you know, I wanted like the crashes to be more. Instead, you just constantly hitting the snare drum, and I'm like, dude, come on, man. So I don't think it's a 10. I'm gonna get a 9.5. I do love this song. I love that ending when he's just like, I wait, and then like what a fantastic ending, you know. And
it's funny because I've never had a problem with drums on this song. Like I've just never really like, because I'm not a drummer. I don't really, you know. So it was just so funny because all of a sudden during the song, which normally this song is like totally like by yourself, it's an emotional freaking extravaganza of music.
Great, and it's just...
And then this time all I'm thinking about is the da da da, you know, and it was just really funny in that regard.
And these lyrics are freaking good. Like when no one is searching anymore, and where no one. And where we are nowhere to be found. Like it's just, it's a great song.
Yeah,
you know,
it is, and the vocals are amazing. Like I just, there's something I love when they bring piano into their music. It's such a evocative, like emotive type instrument, you know. Yeah. And I think I'm giving it a 10. It's a freaking 10. But yeah, and I love that last part where he's just like, I still went peacefully, quietly with you still firmly in my heart. Like, I don't know, it's just a freaking awesome song.
Great lyrics.
Great lyrics. It just really gets to you. And it might have been the best on the album, but we still have Alternative Ending, which is the best of the album. No.
Yeah, we'll see about this one too.
I'm curious.
Yeah, we'll see how the drumming is. Like, I just... Okay, welcome to Forgotten Legends of Sound, where my name is Kevin. I'm usually the guy that complains about little things that no one else in the world ever complains about. And then there's Ian, who's just having a good time. You know? And that's what I heard. That's what our that's what our channel is. I'm the complainer guy, so you know you can direct all your hatred towards me, and then you know, like Ian, you know, he's a pretty cool guy. Like,
oh, that's so funny. No, but like that's the thing. Like with these videos, we don't make edits. We're not trying to. It's a very spontaneous kind of thing we do. So it's funny that we go down a certain like. What's funny is, like, to me, I was like, dude, when I'm listening to this album on my own, it's a very sad album. And it's very impactful. So, in my mind, I'm, like, imagining, like, man, is this video, am I just going to be, like, glum and just, like, man, this, I'm like, yeah, you know, but, like, Traveling Alone, this song, and Alternative Ending, all three of those songs have really gotten to my emotions before.
When you're alone listening.
Gotten me, like, you know, I didn't cry, but, you know, no, but, like, at least, like, you feel that emotion in those songs or whatever, and because this is just a spontaneous thing, and you know what I mean, I never know what direction our conversations and stuff are going to go, so I find that very fun but also kind of funny, and anyway, so it's just really cool. So
thanks for watching this far. You know, we've got one more track to go.
Got one more track,
and, but like I'll reiterate this again. We're sharing our honest thoughts and opinions and feelings on the songs. We're not trying to be like PC. We're not trying to, we're not offend people.
And we're not
trying to be dicks or anything. Yeah. But we are trying to be honest with.
But also, we're not trying to. So much of media nowadays is trying to manipulate or curate a certain response in the viewer, or curate your emotional journey or whatever. Like, listen to the album on your own, and you'll have your own emotional journey. This is just kind of like whatever goes kind of channel, you know? So I kind of like that. I feel like it would be manipulative of us if we were trying to make sure that you, like, freaking cried during this album or something, you know? Like trying to just make sure, you know, whatever. But it is a beautiful and haunting record. But it's one of those things where it's like, if you're listening to your friends and you guys are like just like hanging out and stuff, you're not going to have a deeply emotional sort of like personal relationship with this album because you're hanging with your friends, just like how you know. So anyways, that's just the nature of music and music listening in general, you know. So
let's jump into Alternative Ending, and I will say
this song
the first like minute or 2 minutes is like my favorite 1 to 2 minutes of this whole album.
You know it's like, fucking it's just, beautiful.
So let's
you ready?
Do it. Yeah.
Here's Alternative Ending. this slow part isn't as abrupt as track 9 was.
Yeah. True that.
Now making amendments to the story and changing the ending as I would like it to be. We were together in a memory, and we live forever in finality, holding on to a dream. When the end couldn't come slow enough for me. Holding on, holding on,
I like this intro.
holding on, holding on, holding on, holding on,
Yeah, what a banger of a freaking ending. Yeah, I'm giving that one a 10. Just freaking amazing song. It used to be like the part that it slows down used to bother me, but over time, like it doesn't bother me as much anymore, you know. And the song is just, man, the melodies in it are so beautiful. The lyrics are absolutely haunting, you know, like especially with David Gold's passing and everything. Like it's hard to disconnect the two together, you know. I got some chills like just listening to it and stuff. And yeah, it's just a beautiful song and very haunting, harrowing. But yeah, alternative ending is just great. I guess I don't have too much to say about it, but what were your thoughts on it?
So I haven't given a 10 yet on this
Oh,
album.
sorry.
So
I thought you were gonna give it 10.
I'm not sure exactly what to give this song. But why not? Let's give this one a 10. because you know, I do think that
I already
this is,
put a 10 for Kevin, and then he was making me down, so then I deleted it, and then he says a 10, and then I put the 10 back in there.
I'm just trying to explain myself, like, you know, like I'm just explaining that, like,
shouldn't be so
I do
presumptuous.
think that this is a special song, you know. Sometimes there's a certain song where it's like there could be I could find like little nitpicks, little things, you know,
Yeah.
that I can. But sometimes it's like I love it so much that I'm just kind of like I don't care, you know. It just and I just love it. Every time it goes into that, you know, in the end, was there ever anyone there to share in your joy? You know, I don't know. I feel like this song is strangely like optimistic, maybe, you know, in a sort of like final kind of way. I don't know. So there's definitely like that sort of, I don't know, darkness and everything, but that glimmer of hope or something. I don't know. That's just kind of how I feel about it, you know. But yeah, nice track. It's funny because like when I was first getting into this album, I was just kind of like, why didn't they have finality as the final track? And this one as a final track, it makes sense to me, but it feels a bit like it feels a bit like the Black Halo, where it's like I understand why Serenade is the last track.
Yeah.
But you could also be like, yeah, but for the hidden last track, it's
Epilogue.
the
The Japanese
So I kind of feel like finality and alternative ending are both the final track. Like I've that's how it feels, at least, because both of them are great, like closing type of songs, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, not much more to add to this song though, but yeah. Pretty
Yeah.
dope.
So I'll tell you guys the scores that we gave this record. So I gave it the higher score. I gave Woods 5 8.4. Kevin gave it a 7.95, and overall the score that we give this record is 8.17. So yeah, pretty good score. I guess, do you want to kind of close out the album, and then I'll close out the video and share my thoughts?
So I'm glad we went through this album. We've been talking about doing this album for a while. I was thinking about having it be my pick. You know, you wanted to pick it. Heck, even Chad was open to picking it for himself. You know, because that's what we do with this channel. We take turns. You know, and I'm glad you picked this one, bro. You know, it's a great album. You know, it does have its flaws. You know, things that do bother me with this album. So I do have to be in like a special kind of mood to really enjoy this album.
Yeah.
But whenever it does hit, it hits pretty well. And so, yeah, I would be, if I was the band and everything, I would be very, what's the right word? Proud of this album and this effort and everything, you know, because there's a lot on here, there's a lot to be enjoyed here. But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts. But,
I think it was fun going through this record with you. It's a different listening experience when you're reading the lyrics or when you're listening to with other people versus alone, all that kind of stuff. So it was cool to kind of dig deeper into the songs and listen while reading the lyrics. Like, that was kind of nice. Like Silver, I didn't really connect that was like silver metal or anything like that, you know. But yeah, I think it's a fantastic record. The musicians, I think, did a great job, and the singing was awesome. Just overall, I think it's a great record, and it's one of those albums that I feel like it's got a special kind of place in sound and stuff, you know? Like, when I'm in the mood for it, this album just fits a certain mood perfectly. And anyways, and I like the variety of stuff on it, even though I agree that not everything clicks like 100% for me. But yeah, still a fantastic record. So we hope you guys had fun and hope you guys enjoyed it. And please support the bands and support the artists. And it was cool doing Woods of Ypres. I hope you guys have a good rest of the day, and thanks for watching.